Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, November 4th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we can get started shortly. So let me just finish setting this up real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Couple more things here to update. And we should be good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, as people join into the room, I'm going to go ahead and mark up. And the zones here are super messy because of the NFP news. So we'll see what we can do about it. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mess right here. Yeah, this zone here is too big. We'll just leave it there, but I don't think we're going to use it. Yeah, the zones here are super messy from the NFP that was released at 5:30. I haven't looked at the news, but I'll take a look shortly. Pretty sure it's negative. All right. So it looks like US30 is pretty flat right now. So as people continue to join in, I've marked up the news over here. If you guys took the USD JPY trade from yesterday, hit full TP right there. So I posted this trade. This trade ran for like a long time. I posted it yesterday at 8:38 a.m. So it was right here. But my entry didn't come in until like way later because I made a late entry around entry point. So price kind of went to draw down a bit. My trade finally filled right here last night, and it went straight to prop target as anticipated. Strategy I was applying here was the V1 continuation. You guys can see double body right there, rejection, sell signal right there, and then price came straight down. There was another entry right here for a later entry if someone wanted to enter late, but hit my full TP right there. Total profit of 370. This account is a $10,000 account. It's my personal account for Forex.com. I did pretty good, locking 3%. So on this account so far, I started with 10,000. I'm at like close to 11,000. I think I'm up. So I was up like 9%, and then I lost like 3%, and then I'm up 3% now. So I'm basically at 9% profit for the week. Only took a couple trades, but they all pretty much did good. So yeah, these were the 3 wins prior. I was at about 11,123. Took some losses a couple of days ago, so it went down about 3-4% right there, and then I made it right back on this one for under the 3%. So for my Forex account, I'm using different lot sizes since they're different assets. So I'm basing that off percentages, not actual profits. which is fine because I think that's easier to follow. And it's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio with a high win rate. So pretty solid. If you guys want to take these trades whenever I post the signals, feel free. Because if I do post a signal, I'm actually in that trade. So morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday, November 4th. It's NFP today, 6:27 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. So here's a chart. You guys can see the chart super messy because of the news this morning. I'm going to go ahead and mark up news as well. So let's see. Here, Friday, November 4th. Had news here at 5:30. We got news at 7 o'clock. So 5:30, 7 o'clock. News here was kind of mixed. NFP, that's just, how it is. So 5:30 and then 7 o'clock later today. News. And then later today at 7:30. One thing that I'm going to look at today, which I don't typically do, is I'm going to look at CNBC and I'm going to see what they report. So if they report something good about US30, I think price is going to come down. If they report something bad, I think price is going to go up. So I'm going to use that as a confluence to identify the breakout for today. I'm probably not going to take it because I'm just testing it for today, but we'll, obviously we'll see how that plays out. So let's go over here real quick and check overall direction, 64% short. See the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently up 370 points. So they're both looking like buys today. 4 hour is bullish. Neutral 1 hour. 30-minute is bullish. $15-minute bullish. 10-minute also bullish. So, all right, that looks good. Let me go over here and check the CNBC real quick. All right, so they don't really have any pre-market news over here. That's really indicating, the direction. Aside from this right here. Actually, let me see. Some news events right here. So it says US payroll surged by 261,000 in October, better than expected, as hiring remains strong. So it says that there's jobs available. There's hiring going on, but unemployment rate is going higher. So we'll see if there's an update there. Also right here, it says stock futures edge higher Friday as market heads for a losing week. So I think on open price may drop, but then I do expect it to come back up. So we'll see. All right, market is now open. And there's literally no movement, which is crazy. So this is the opening candle right here. That's really weird for NFP. Hey, sir, morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. Yeah, I've never seen the market move like this for NFP. Morning, PC. Yeah, this might be the slowest NFP opening I've ever seen in my life of trading US30. Yeah, exactly. Dijon said random spike loading. I've never seen like this. I don't know if you guys have traded NFP before. It usually spikes at least 500 to 1,000 pips. I'm just going to keep updating the CNBC over here to see if they have any updates. Because I truly do believe, because this is Dow opens 300 points higher as expected. So I think price is going to drop. So do you expect this to drop further? There's no entry here, but I'm saying, like, if it does drop, or if there's a direction, it's probably going to come down. Maybe not immediately, but I think eventually it'll probably come down further because of the CNBC news. But there's like nothing happening right now. I was going to try to take something speculative here if I could. I was looking for a breakout to happen here for a sell, which kind of contradicts the actual breakout, because the breakout over here is supposed to be a buy, but I thought price was going to come down because of CNBC's update. Well, I mean, if you took the actual breakout here, it would have been a stop loss. If you took this one over here for a sell, it would have been a win. But the thing with this news event is that it didn't come out until after, so like a minute later. So you couldn't make prime entry right there. You'd make entry off this candle right here, which still would have been like closest to TP. So I'm going to try to, I was going to try to catch a speculative move here, but I don't know if we'll be able to take that. Because there was no sell signal there. The thing that you want to be careful about too here is that there's the sessions right here down below. And these zones are kind of messy. What I might do today is I might just not take any SR rejection entries, and I might just delete these zones, because the zones here they're just way too messy. You can't really see anything here. I'll just turn it off for now. But let's see. Let me see if CNBC had any updates. So the reason why I was looking to take a sell here is because whenever CNBC reports something, like for example, right here, they just reported the Dow opens 300 points higher. When they say price opens higher, what happens is a lot of people bandwagon onto that news, right? Like, oh, CNBC reported it's up, right? So then people end up buying with it. And what happens is market makers and institutions do the opposite. So if I see a V1 or something here, I'll just take it for a quick move. Or any type of sell entry that I see come up. I wanted to take it for the breakout here, but unfortunately the news came out like a minute later. So at this point right here, it was already too late to make entry. So let's see if there's anything else over here coming. But taking a speculative sell right here, this goes against like pretty much all of our analysis, because everything here is indicating a buy. So retail sentiment 64% short, fundamentals here are 300 points in the green. So I mean, literally everything's telling us to take a buy here. So taking a sell here would actually be super dangerous. It's really like it's a truly speculative move, because I'm really just taking sells based off the news event here, because CNBC reported it to be good. So just an FYI. And this is probably just gonna be a quick move, like a quick speculative move. So this is just gonna go with my hypothesis that I'm anticipating that price is gonna come down based off what they said. It already did come down actually right here, but it was kind of too late. By the time we saw it, price was already down here, and it dropped a pretty good 400 pips. Otherwise, I might be looking for some buys. If price doesn't end up coming down, I'll just look for some buys here, and we'll see where it goes from there. It's a double body. No, it's not. There's not really much going on here. So only market opening price real quick. So price is right at opening price. Yeah, there's really nothing going on here. The market is moving super slow. Is that a double body? No, it's not. Slightly off. So if you guys look at this closely, I mean, price is really just going sideways. You can see the range right here. It's like nothing going on. Straight sideways movement. Quick scalp. Maddie said quick scalp. Did you take this quick scalp that was down here, Maddie? Or are you looking for a buy? I'm not sure what you're looking for. Because we have a bullish momentum here, but the quick scalp has to be above it, right? So if you have a bullish momentum, the quick scalp has to be above this momentum indicator right here. So you technically can't take one at the moment for any buys because they're all down here. The low's down here. I mean, price hasn't been above here for a while. Oh, you're looking for a quick scalp. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, Maddie said he's looking for quick scalps instead of no SR. Yeah, so the problem with these zones here, guys, is that they're too big. Like if you have an SR down here on the bottom, you're probably gonna get a bunch of SRs, but probably not all of them are going to be quality, right? Because the zone's just too big. The thing with these SR rejection scalps is that they're supposed to be precise. Like if you see price coming down or you see price going up, they're supposed to be super precise where you can just hop in. And you're not going to get that precision down here because the zone's so big. Even this zone over here, if you turn on the zones, there's like 4 zones within it. The reason why we have this here is because NFP happened right here. So when NFP came out, it kind of just drove price a little crazy and it created a bunch of zones. So we'll see where it bounces from there. All right, so here we go. As price comes down, this is kind of what we were looking for earlier with our speculative analysis based off the news that CNBC released. I don't think they released anything else. Pretty much it for now. Yeah, and the thing with the Dow is that it's overextended. You can see it's up 300 points, so it's down for some retracement at the very least. Price kind of spiked down, then it spiked up. And if you guys are just joining the room, I know some of you guys are wondering about the USD JPY trade from yesterday, hit full TP. So this is the trade I posted yesterday at 8 a.m. So I posted this yesterday after the live session at 8:30. Trade was right there. I put a sell stop right here. It filled like last night. It went straight to TP and I locked in 3% on my account right here. So I know the profits aren't as big as my US30 trades. So now that I'm trading Forex again, guys, just keep in mind that that US30 is still going to be like my bread and butter, right? Like I make most of my money through US30. These Forex trades are just set and forget. So they're like on my longer hold accounts where I just take the trades and I let them run. I will be trading both, but my main focus is still going to be on US30. So don't worry, nothing here is going to change. We're still having daily live sessions. And our main focus on strategy development will be here on US30. I'm just using the older strategies on Forex over here and a combination of the new strategies to identify entries. So nothing's changing. I'm just adding more, right? Just bringing more value to K2 over here so that you guys can take Forex trades and you guys can also take US30 trades. One thing that someone brought up as well was like the daily entry and the breakout. So I'm going to try to review the breakout and the daily entry again, guys, so that we can, possibly start taking them again. Those are meant to be set and forget strategies. So for a lot of those, I'm going to test them where I'll just take the trade and let them run. Since they're a 1-to-1, if they have a high win rate, then it's fine if you lose trades because you're going to make it back eventually, as long as the win rate's higher than 50%. So got a lot of work to do, but going to provide you guys more opportunities of making profit, because I know these scalps here are not for everybody. I know some of you guys just can't follow the directions because you get stressed out, which is completely fine, right? Scalping is not for everybody. So I'm going to bring back the older strategies that we used to apply. Anyways, price is coming down. It's kind of based off, well, it's not based off, but this is what we were speculating earlier. We saw that CNBC reported that US30 was up 300 points. So when they report something, I was expecting price to do the opposite, and that's exactly what price is doing right here. It's coming down. So now that price is coming down below the pivots over here, I'm now looking for a V1 continuation or even a high-low quick scalp for a sell. The problem is we got to make sure that it doesn't get close to this area down here, because this is where the sessions are sitting. So we want that entry to come up around this area right here where it's currently at. Let me go over here and mark up the market structure on the clean chart so that you guys can see where price is pretty much going right now. So yeah, I'm not really surprised that price is kind of dropping a little bit, because you can see here that there's a lot of liquidity on the bottom side. So, I mean, it kind of does have to come down a bit. It might not knock out all of liquidity, but it'll probably come down at least a little bit. Oh, sorry, this is the 1 hour chart. I was wondering why it looked different. All right, so it's back a little bit. Still a mess though. And there's still a lot of liquidity right here on the bottom. All right, so there goes, price comes down a little further. Yeah, Maddie said price might come down and test the 32,230 area, possible bounce. Yeah, it came down and tested the sessions right here. So the thing with the sessions right here, guys, is that you guys can use them as a form of like a magnet, right? Because whenever price goes towards or goes away from the sessions, it typically pushes to the next one, right? So for example, right here, you can see how price kind of broke below the sessions right here, right? Where did it push to? It pushed to the sessions down here, and then it bounced off. What happened from this point? Price pushed from this sessions to the next sessions up here, right, for retest, or the next session right here, the green one. So just keep that in mind. If you guys want to trade from zone to zone or from session to session, I mean, you guys can do that as well. It's just, it'll be a bit tricky, because when price does move from session to session, it's like a 50-50 chance. I mean, your odds are pretty high though. Like for example, if you were to see price go from this session, so here's one thing to look for. If price breaks and closes below this green session right here, it's probably going to come down and test this session down here, right? And then when price breaks and closes past this session, it's probably going to push down even further and test the next session down here, right? So just something to keep in mind. I know we typically try to avoid sessions, but I mean, there's a ton of ways to make money in the market. And, you know, this might be good for one of you guys who likes to take riskier trades. I know there's some of you guys here who are riskier, some of you guys who are more conservative like myself. You just have to look at the patterns here. Like the indicators here pretty much do all the work for you. Whenever you see these momentum signals, that's where price is going, right? So like, for example, here you see a buy momentum signal. Where's price going to go? The next session right there. You see a sell momentum signal right here. Where's price going to go? The session right here. And it breaks below the next session. And you can just watch it continue further and further and further. Breaks below again, next session, etc. So with what I just told you right now, we currently have price kind of pushing up a little bit right here. So when price does provide a buy signal right here, or actually there's no session right here, take that back. This is already at the London high. Yeah, and this typically plays out during New York session. I wouldn't do this during Asia because the volatility is too low. But I mean, either way, there's nothing for us to take right now. All right, no entries here. Looking for a V1, maybe even a high-low quick scalp. There was a high-low quick scalp that came up right here, but it was right at the sessions. So we had a low right here. This candle showed a wick down below. As soon as it pushed up, you could have taken that for a buy, but it's right at the sessions. Let's check the sentiment again. Sentiment's still at 64. Fundamentals are still up about 200 points, it looks like. Still up pretty high. Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said it tested yesterday's. It tested yesterday's high. Which is right here. If you guys are wondering where yesterday's high was, it was this green line. So it's New York high from yesterday. When the session is over, it'll update the new high. But all this stuff's from yesterday. So we'll see where it continues on from here. Price is bouncing off the session right there. Let me check how far market's moved since open. It seems like a slow day, like an extremely slow day for NFP. I mean, it's dropped down pretty decently. It's dropped down 1,820 pips. So I wouldn't say it's too small. It's just doesn't look like too much movement's been happening here. All right, as you wait for that, I'm going to go down the Forex pairs over here, see if there's any entries. Actually, no, today's Friday. There's no more Forex pairs we can take. It's too late because the market's going to close. Market's going to close. And so there's actually another entry right here for a buy. There's a buy signal. Double body right there. So there's another V1 continuation. My TP stop loss, my stop loss is set at the previous swing. And then from there, I pretty much round it to the closest fit. So if it's like this number over here was 14.9, I just rounded it up to 15. If it was like 17.9, round it up to 20. So there's another full TP right there for odd NZD if anyone took it. Nothing for odd USD. CAD CHF hit full TP yesterday, double body right there for a V1 continuation. Another one right there, CAD JPY, V1 continuation. So you guys can see that these strategies, they cross over to like other assets. There's a ton of strategies that I've shared with you guys. And as long as you guys test them on those specific assets, you can see that they actually do work pretty well. So, I mean, there's like endless opportunity to make money in the market. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you guys trade. Back to US30. So still nothing going on over here. All right, so target price point is going to be down here at the session. And it came down to right there. Blasted right through it. So this is kind of like what I was just trying to explain to you guys earlier, right? So like if you guys saw yesterday when I was talking about the zone to zone, it works similarly for US30, but it goes from session to session. The zones here aren't the same as they are for Forex because the zones here are ever changing so often for US30. But you can see right here, I'll just take the zones off because we're not looking for SR projection entries today anyways. There's just too many zones around the area. So I'll just take these off. And then I will show you what I mean by what I was saying earlier. So you can see right here that we had price break and close below the session, right? So a couple of things to look out for here would be momentum, right? So momentum over here is indicating a sell. Well, it's indicating that price is going to go down further. So like when price broke and closed below this point, it's going to get pulled to this next zone right there, right? And that's exactly what happened. Price kind of went sideways for a bit. Eventually it shot down and blasted to that next zone. So if price ends up closing below this next zone again down here, then we would expect it to drop even further to this next area down here. So we'll see. Price is coming down to test the NFP price, which is right here. So basically what Maddie just said. But we'll have to wait until it actually closes below there. Yeah, it's attempting to if it can close. Still no entries though. Looking for some V1 continuations or high-low quick scalps. Back to Forex real quick. There's nothing here. So for the signals that I'm calling, there's only like two main strategies I'm really looking for. I'm looking for the intraday entries, and I'm also looking for V1 continuations. I just try to keep it simple because the V1s come up so often where you don't really have to do anything else. I mean, you can just stick with V1s really. The thing that you guys have to understand is that on Forex, and you're trading on a higher time frame, you're going to run into losses here and there, right? So you're going to run into losses every so often. And when you guys run into losses, you just have to accept the loss and move on to the next one. Like for this week so far, I'm up like 5 wins, I think, and 2 losses for Forex, which is not bad. I mean, it's still a pretty good win rate, but you wouldn't be like, if you were to get 4 wins and 3 losses, you shouldn't be too discouraged about it, because with Forex, the issue with Forex, which I didn't like very much, is that there's news throughout the day. So like sometimes you'll have an entry like this right here, right? And you'll get some blotchy moves. Like you have an entry right here. Of course, it does hit CP, but price can spike. Like for example, this morning we had NFP. I was holding UJ until NFP. The only reason I did that was because I knew news was going to be negative. I knew price was going to spike to my TP. So for example, right here, NFP happened at 5:30 in between these 2 candles. And, it could have went the other way. And that's what causes the uncertainty. So the thing with the market is that you guys have to understand that the market can do anything. It doesn't matter how good your analysis is. It doesn't matter how far and how deep you analyze the market will still do whatever it wants. So for this here, I took the gamble of it hitting my TP, and it played out perfect. I already knew market was going to be bad because we're going into a recession. The reason why I trust this is because it was against the dollar, right? So if we're going to a recession, then the dollar over here is going to be weak. And then that's going to cause price to go down further, right? Because when you see these pairs like this, these move as a weighing scale. So whenever price goes up, that means the dollar is strong. When price goes down, that means the dollar is weak and the yen is strong. So I knew the dollar was going to be weak. So I held the trade, hit my full TP, and then I locked in my profit off that right there for 370. So, it's just using basic understanding of the market plus, really just trusting the trade. Same with like these entries here for like the V1s and the high-low continuations. This one's a little more trickier because it's a negative risk to reward. For Forex over here, it's not a big deal because you're doing a 1-to-1. So if you have more wins and losses, you're great, right? For US30 here, we're doing like a 2-to-1 now. So for a 2-to-1, you basically have to have double wins over your losses, which should be no problem because we don't really lose very much on US30. It's just being able to stay consistent and disciplined. So I think that's the main difference. If you guys have a positive, optimistic, and winning attitude, I think US30 is perfect for you guys. If you guys are kind of iffy and you're not so confident about your strategy or about your trading in general, then a 1-to-1 or even a higher risk to reward would be better for you because you're used to losing, right? If you're used to losing, then US30 is probably not going to be good for you because you're going to hesitate too much with your entries. If you're used to winning, US30 is going to be perfect because you're going to think every trade is going to hit. So just keep that in mind, guys. Trading is not meant to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be good at it. Yeah, and Maddie said, yeah, you need to believe in yourself. That's exactly what it is, guys. It's really trade psychology. You guys can use whatever strategy you like, but if you guys don't believe in yourself, you're not going to do good in trading at all because you're just going to be overthinking, and then you're never going to enter any of the good trades. You're going to miss the good trades, and you're going to take all the bad trades. So, yeah, and Maddie said need a positive winning attitude. Exactly. It's really what it is. But if you're having a positive winning attitude, you have to actually win, right? You can't just have a positive winning attitude and lose all your trades. So let's see. Oh yeah, Maddie said there's a quick scalp here that came up. I didn't take it myself, but it was too quick of a move. There was a quick scalp, I guess, that hit right here. Yeah, it was too quick. So Maddie identified this as a quick scalp entry. There was a high there. As soon as this one showed a wick, quick sell entry. And now price is pushing back up. All right. So next target price point here is going to be opening price. Right? If we get a buy signal at some point, expecting price to push up to at least the opening price over here for a retest, well, we'll see where it ends up going from there. So we do have the buy signal right here. If that's the case, we'll probably be looking for some V1s to the buy side, or even high-low quick scalps to some extent. Let's see. Oh yeah. So Maddie's asking about this momentum thing. So here's the thing so this whole week I kind of was going over my notes over a lot of, because I have a lot of strategies that I've never showed you guys. Over the years I have like a lot of these ideas in my head that I never really played with, and it's a cool strategy, but it's like you have to be at the screen all day. The thing with, and I'll just show you real quick, there's no entries for us to take right now, so don't worry, we're not missing anything. The thing with this strategy here, and I'm just going to take everything off right here. I'll just do it on this clean chart to show you guys, because I was talking to Maddie about this. And this is like something that I could automate because there's a lot of entries to take here. So basically the way that this strategy works is you just reverse your position whenever price changes. So for example, right here, you know how you have a sell signal right here? You would take this for a sell entry, and then when you get this buy signal here, you would exit. So looking at this right here, so you take a sell here, and then as soon as you get a buy signal, you flip the position. So right here, you have a sell. You pretty much give up all this profit though. But when price comes back up here, you would close out and you still make 150 pips, right? You make 150 pip profit right here. Same with this right here. If you have a buy signal, you take a buy, and then you'd exit right here for a sell. So you'd have a loss here for 89 points, right? 890 pips. But then you just keep doing it. You'll see that there's going to be a lot of losses here, but eventually you're going to catch the really big move. So right here, again, you'd have like another loss for like 180 or 18 points, 89 points, a win for 115 or 15 points there. And then right here, you can see where price pushes up. You take this for a buy and you exit right here. You have a profit of 520 pips. Sell here, you have another loss. right there, and then right here. It's like this type of trade where you just, and the thing with this is, so I'm going too far back. What I did was I tested this during New York session. I wouldn't do it during like Asia. I mean, you can, like, for example, right here, if you were to take the trade right here, if you were to automate it, you would take this for a sell, and then you'd exit out right there for like 110 pip profit. But basically, the way that the strategy would work is that you're basically just flipping your position. So like, for example, right here, you see how this is a buy signal? You would take this for a buy, and then you'd exit up here. So you can see how sometimes you'll have like these big strides where you can make a big profit. You'll have a small loss right here because you'll take the opposite. So you lose 9 points, you make 47 points. Again, right here, you take another buy. You make 5 points. Right here, you take a sell, you make a small loss. And it's all about like a long-term game here. So if you have this automated, it just pretty much, you'll have wins and losses, but eventually you're going to catch these really big moves. Like something like, I mean, I wouldn't consider this a huge move, but you catch something like this here, right? Like you'll have these bigger strides like this one over here. You'll make about 440 pips and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to have my brother make a script where I can test it to see how much profit it makes. And what times work best, because I tested it yesterday on the first, or not the first, but the other day, and it made like 960 pips for the morning session, 6:30 to 8, and then from 8 to 12 made 360 pips. So like I think during 6:30 to 8 would be the time period to use that. But yeah, I've been like experimenting with a lot of my old strategies that I never really finished. And I'm trying to automate a lot of stuff to get actual win percentage. Because if the win percentage sucks, then I'll do the opposite. Instead of buying on these buy signals, I'll just sell. Or if for these sell signals, I'll just buy instead. So I'm just looking for like these long-term systems where I can just automate my money, right? So I don't have to actually trade, and I just let the automation run, and then I just watch the account grow over time. Because then when I get to that point, I can start just managing money at that point. And, the more money I have, the more money I can make taking these types of trades. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of big things coming. I know I talked about like the funding company that I was looking to start up. It's just too much work. Like every time I think about starting it up, it's just so much work to go through for me to go in and do that. But there'd be no stop loss, Maddie. You're flipping the position. It's a long-term position hold. So there's no system where like there's no stop loss. You're just switching the position. Like for example, here you're taking a sell, and then you just take the buy when it comes here. So you basically lock in your profit, and then now you take it for a buy up here. When you get a sell signal, you flip it to a sell, and then you just bag the profit that happened between that move. I think there's a specific time frame that would work good for it as well. 1 minute might not be the best. It's whatever time frame you can find the better swings, like these types of swings, where they swing for a long time. So let's see. Maddie said the 3 minute. Yeah, no, 3 minute can work good too. Yeah, and I agree with Dejan. So Dejan said that might be a banger for FX pairs. I think so too, because US30 is a different type of asset, right? Like with US30, you don't really get like, if you see these momentum signals, they typically they flip at the same area, right? So you get a sell signal here, and the buy signal flips at the same area. So you're not gonna make any profit from there. Same with this. You get a buy signal, sell signal flips around the same area as well. So you don't really get these big strides for US30. So I mean, I have a ton of ideas with like a lot of different strategies that I can automate. So we'll see. If I don't end up going with the funding route, then these automated strategies are probably what's going to be the next step. The problem with the funding companies is that I don't like if I can trust people, right? Like I can trust myself taking trades, but I can't trust people to take trades or to follow the directions consistently long enough. There's only a few people in K2 that I can like really trust with that. So it's kind of hard for me to like bring that aboard, because I know all you guys are going to want to do it, obviously. But you know, how many people are actually that consistent where you can make profit day in, day out? So, and that's just part of the game. Not everyone's supposed to be the best trader. Like, it doesn't matter how hard I try, it's going to be hard to get everyone on the same page. Yeah, Maddie said looks nice on Forex. Yeah, that's what I've been looking at. So you can see the swings here a lot wider for Forex. Like, for example, here for UJ, if you were to take this for a buy and you exit right here, you make like 40 pips. You take the sell here and you exit here, that'd be another 10 pips. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to create that. So what I'll do is I'll create that script, and then from that script, I'm going to back test basically all the pairs. Whatever pair has the highest win rate, that's what I'll automate it on. I mean, realistically, you just need more than a 50% win rate. If you can do that, then you're going to make profit either way long term. All right, anyways, back to US30, nothing over here. Let's see. Natasha said, so that would blow your account if you were trading on the demo. Not exactly, Natasha. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It would blow your account if you're over leveraging, but if you're taking like a 0.01, it's like a penny lot size, right? So it wouldn't blow your account at all. No. So I think you're kind of confusing it, Natasha. You can only blow your account if you take too big of a lot size, right? If you're using proper risk, like if you're using less than a 1% risk, then oh yeah, you're talking about FTA. Well, so she's talking about the drawdown. That type of strategy you wouldn't use for an FTMO. That's like for a real account. But you could still do it on FT. Like you could take it. So for example, here on FTMO, right? You took a US30 position. You could take a 0.01 and let that thing run for the whole week. You're not going to blow your account because you're making pennies on it, right? It's impossible for you to lose $10,000 on a 0.01 or $20,000 on a 0.01. That's I think you're kind of getting confused because you think you're supposed to use a 10 lot on everything, but you're not supposed to use a 10 lot on everything. If you use a 10 lot, you definitely blow your account. If you're using a 0.01, it's like virtually impossible to blow your account because you're going to be losing like 1,000 pennies versus $1,000, right? Per lot size. Yeah, Natasha said, okay, just take my lot size down. Yeah, that's exactly how you should be. Like, so the problem with FTMO, like, I feel like the biggest reason why people blow their accounts hitting the daily drawdown is because they don't understand risk management, right? That's like one of the biggest problems for a lot of people. Like, you guys see me here taking a 10 lot for US30, and then you guys are like, who used to do that? Steven used to do that, right? You would see Steven on a 50K account and I'm on a 200K account. He's taking the same lot size as me. And then he blows his account. And he's like, how did I blow my account? I'm like, bro, you're on a 50K account. You can't take the same lot size. You're like less than half of a lot size of what I'm taking. So he was taking like 10 lots when he should have been taking like 5 lots, or not 5 lots, like 1 lot. Yeah, so I think the main thing, so here's a couple things that you guys have to like really understand with, or I don't even have to put it down here. The main thing you guys have to understand with FTMO is lot sizing, right? Understanding your risk. Because I feel like a lot of people take these scalps that I take here and they don't really think about risk. They just see people taking certain lot sizes and they try to copy, but they're on like a way smaller account. So, you know, back to what we were saying with you, Natasha, you would just change your lot size depending on your account size. And if the strategy requires you to hold it longer, then you would just take it down a lot more. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said use like a 0.5 or a 1 lot. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm taking like 100 lot now in FTMO. But if you're holding the position, you're expecting drawdowns to go at least, so you know, the farther scale of like maybe 10,000 or 1,000 pips, then you would just lower your lot size. You would just, I mean, you would basically calculate it to like less than 1%, because you're gonna be holding on to those positions for a while. But I think this is getting a little too complex for you, Natasha. So like, don't even think about this strategy. Focus on what you're good at, right? Because I know you try to do like the longer holds and that stuff just doesn't work for you because you don't have the trade psychology for it. What I'd recommend is just stick to what you're good at. I know you're good at here with scalping, so just stick to scalping. That's what you guys need to stick with. I'm coming up with different ideas, but these ideas are for different people. Like if scalping doesn't work for you, then take the longer holds. If longer holds don't work for you, then take the scalping moves. Don't force like a specific strategy on yourself. Just focus on what you actually are good at. Yeah, because I don't want you to like try to do something else. Like for example, I'm sending out these Forex pairs right here, and I don't want you to take like the same lot size you're using on Forex for US30. So like this right here for my UJ position, this is 101 unit size, right? This is equal to a 1.01 lot size. This is a $10,000 account, so that's why I took that type of lot size. So yeah, Natasha said I'm so tempted too, but you're right. Yeah, you guys got to figure out what works for you, right? If scalping doesn't work for you, then don't scalp. Take the longer holds. Take Forex trades. Because I mean, this isn't for everybody. Anyways, I know we're going off topic, guys, but there's nothing for us to take right now. We're still looking for buys right now. So price is pushing up. In order for us to get a V1 continuation or a V1 variation, we need a low. So we have a buy signal right here. I'm looking for price to establish a low. When it establishes a low, I can take that for a buy and then write it up higher. Vice versa, if I'm looking for something else, like a swing back down, then I can take something else to the downside. There's just nothing for us to take right here. Still looking for buys though. Nice. Says that he caught the breakout, just 100 pips. Not bad. Yeah, a little push right here. There's nothing going on today. I was expecting the market to kind of move, not necessarily smoothly, but I was expecting it to move, like be a lot more volatile for NFP, but it's actually kind of slow. So here's opening price. Price is now up about 800 pips. So it's not a huge amount, but it is up a bit. All right, not really much going on here. Maddie said the quick scalp works good for me, so I've been sticking with that recently. Yeah, no, exactly. So there's like three main strategies that we apply, guys. We apply the SR rejection, variation V1 continuation, and the high-low quick scalp. If there's one that specifically works for you, just focus on that, right? I try to give you guys a bunch of different opportunities to take different types of trades, but you guys got to figure out what works best for you specifically. I mean, I could apply all of them because I'm comfortable with all of them, but you guys should like focus on what you would what you're good at. Yeah, no, Dejan said the SR and double body is my forte. Yeah, and I think that's like, well, I like all three of them, but I think for me personally lately has been like the V1 continuation. Because if you guys look here for a lot of these V1 continuations, they typically always hit. Like for example, right here, buy signal, trends up, V1 continuation, full TP, right? And it works pretty well. Full TP there, another one right there, right next to it. Full TP there, another one next to it right here. Full TP there, right? So, I mean, it's just up to you guys. Sometimes you guys will have favorites. Sometimes you guys will have ones that you don't like. If you guys don't like the strategy, then just avoid it. Because for a lot of these strategies, you can't really think about it. When you see the entry, you just have to take it and then let it run to TP or stop loss. Natasha said, I'm focused on a quick scalp and V1, but sometimes curiosity gets in the way. Yeah, no, and that's fine, Natasha. If you get curious about other strategies, what I'd recommend is having a second account, having like a demo account and then taking demo trades on them so that when you see them win, it'll build your trade psychology so that when you see it on your live account or your challenge or whatever you're taking, you'll just take it. You don't have to think about it. So you just have to really know your strategy inside and out, and you have to be able to just execute on it whenever you see it. Like, for example, if I was to see a V1 over here, I probably wouldn't even tell you guys. I would just take the buy and then I would hop in if it was happening too fast. Because you literally have like a split second to take a trade, or else you'll probably miss out on it. Yeah, Maddie said he's been testing his candle breaks on demo. Gonna hop on a real account once it's tested enough. Yeah, there's no problem with having a demo account, guys. If you guys are testing strategies, then feel free to test it on your demo until you're ready to apply it on your real account. Let me see if there's anything else here. So on the next mentoring session, I'll be going over the SR zone to zone strategy, and also go over the other strategies I'm applying here. Basically, the V1 continuation on the 1 hour and the SR zone strategy on the 4 hour. I'll go over that and also go over the US30 strategies that we're currently still applying. I think over the weekend too, I'll probably test like the I'll test the breakouts and the dailies. All right, so we got a possible V1 right here, but this is going to be a little tricky because we have a pending buy signal coming on this candle as well. So we got to watch this candle here to make, actually, never mind, take it back. They're not lined up. So there's no V1 there. You can see there's no double body. So unfortunately, no V1 there. This actually would have been a high-low quick scalp. I don't know if you took that, Maddie. Did you grab that? It's too late for me to enter. It already pushed up. So there was actually a high-low quick scalp that was right here. I think the wick showed like way down here. So either way, if you entered at the bottom or higher, it would have hit CP already at that point. Oh, Maddie's still in it. Okay, cool. Probably locked in some good profit off that then. You probably blasted through your TP at this point then, right? Because gotcha, okay. Yeah, so Maddie actually took that there as a high-low quick scalp, and he already made his profit on it. So great work right there, Maddie. Oh, gotcha. So initially opened without a wick. All right. Yeah, no, it's probably a smart move, Maddie. So Maddie said he just waited and he pulled early because price was dropping. Yeah, if it hits your TP over here, so if you see the markup here and it already hit your TP, you got to pull out manually, because the last thing you want to do is hold on to this position and then let it run lower, right? And this market today, I mean, this whole market this week is kind of trash. This is fine though, because this is NFP. So when you see the market moving like this, where it's kind of slower and there's not really many entries, it just is the indication that volatility would pick up next week. So the way that the markets are moving all week this week has been kind of iffy. Typically NFP, like if it does suck in the early of the week, it'll pick up later in the end of the week. But this whole week altogether has been kind of all over the place. Choppiness and just not really many good entries. Yeah, Maddie said he's taking 1 and 2 lots for quick scalps to practice precise entry. Yeah, no, and that's good too. If you guys are taking these trades and you guys are too worried about your position, just take a smaller lot size. I think that will change things a lot. The problem with a lot of people is you're taking too big of a lot size and you're just too worried whenever you take a trade. If you take a smaller lot size, I'm pretty sure you won't care as much. You won't make as much profit, but you won't care as much if it hits TP or stop loss. Right. So if you're taking trades and your position size is too big, just take half of it. Let's see. Maddie said he actually makes more with a 2 lot than a 5 lot. Not sure why, but it works for me. That's because your trade psychology, it worries you when you take a bigger lot size, Maddie. Because when you take a 5 lot, you're like nervous and you're sweating throughout the entire trade, right? So you're worried you're going to lose the trade. You're like so scared to lose. But when you're taking with a 2 lot, you don't really care. Like when you make profit, you're like, all right, cool. But when you take a loss, you're like, all right, cool too. You're not that nervous or worried that you're going to lose the trade. So I think your problem is you're taking too big of a lot size, Maddie. So if a 2 lot works for you, then just stick with the 2 lot. And that goes to everyone, right? If you guys are taking trades and you're too scared to lose the trade, then it's about time to lower your lot size, because you need to get to that point where you don't care about it as much. I mean, you might not pass your challenge, but it's going to build your trade psychology. So when you get that retry or you get that extension, you will pass it, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. It's a marathon. It's not a race. Your goal is not to get rich by tomorrow. Your goal is to get rich by the end of the year, the end of the next 2 years, the next 5 years. It's a long-term goal. Like I didn't start having my strides of trading until like 5 years in. First 5 years, I was kind of just back and forth. And then I started to figure out my trade psychology, my lot sizing and stuff like that. And then, my account started to grow from there. Well, all my accounts actually. Let's see, Deswell said, Sean, I have a trade manager that I use on MT4. I have it set to take 3 TPs with a trailing stop. I leave a smaller lot size as a runner. Oh, nice. What's that one called, Deswell? I've seen other people use that before too. Maybe something worth looking at. That might be something that you might like, Maddie, because you've been taking trades like that manually. Gallo said, repeat that. So Deswell said that he has a trade manager that he uses on MT4 that sets up 3 TPs and trailing stop loss, that he leaves a smaller lot size as a runner. So he basically enters 3 positions. He splits up his risk, 3 different TPs, and then he has one that just continues to follow with this trailing stop. Yeah, if you have the name of that trade manager, Deswell, if you could drop it in the chat, that'd be cool. I'll just share with everybody here. So if trade psychology is your problem, that could be another tool for you guys. That's like the problem with a lot of people. They don't trust their strategy enough. They don't trust their trading ability where they can let the trade run. Like for me here, whenever I take a trade, I almost never pull out early. I just let the trade run in CP. So let's see, a couple of profits over here. So here's Deswell, and you can see here that he's actually running that program that he was just talking about. So he takes 3 positions and then 1 runner. Total profit of 3,550 for the day. Nice work, Deswell. So solid work right there. Some more profits up here from Al. Al's currently up 3,697 for the day. Great work, Al. Scotty over here currently up 1,031 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. Yeah, Scotty over here. And then Deswell again right here, up 3,550. Nice markup over here. Looking for a buy or entering the buy right there for NASDAQ. Solid. Let's see, Tasha. So Tasha said, so if you're trading sessions with a candle break through one session to the next session, where would you make your entry? Would you? So Tasha's talking about the sessions thing that I was referring to earlier. Yeah, I mean, basically you make the entry when price breaks past it. So for example here, but again, so I know you asked this earlier, Tasha, and we were discussing it, but I think you should probably not try these trades yet, or try it on a demo if you want to play around with it. So like basically when price breaks outside and closes, so you see how we have a sell momentum, price breaks and closes outside of it. That's where you'd make your entry. And you basically just write it to the next zone right there. You do it for 1-to-1. But I think for this one right here, this might be a little too fast paced, like a little too fast paced for you. Unless you like you're quick with like making your entries and changing your TP stop loss, this might be a little too quick. You might have to do this manually. If you do decide to take something like this. So that's where you make your entry. And then when price swings above it right here, you wouldn't take the buy yet here. You take the buy when you get the buy signal. As soon as you get that buy signal, you take that up there. You let the trade run to the next zone right there. And then you pull out. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing this on your main account. It's too speculative unless you're familiar with it. You might make some mistakes. Yeah, no, definitely. It's good. It's good to be curious because it'll keep your mind going with like things to look for in the chart. You just want to be looking at too many things to get you distracted off of the main thing, which is your V1s, continuations, SRs, and quick scalps. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, so just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. So let's see. Desbel said the trade manager that he uses is called Forex Trade Manager MT4. It's one that you have to pay for, but I mean, I guess if you need it, looks like something that you could, I mean, you'll probably make it back in a trade or two. So Deswell posted it right there in the Zoom chat. It's called Forex Trade Manager MT4. He said it costs $99 outright and $30 for 3 months. So I guess if it's something that you really need, it's not something I need. I don't really need it. Something to possibly look at. Yeah, I don't really trade that way. Having multiple entry points. So a couple more profits over here. Couple more profits over here from people in the group. So Patricia over here, she said she locked in some pretty good profit for NFP. Total profit of 4,335 for the day. Sorry, 4,355 for the day. Nice for Patricia. Sean over here as well. Sean locked in the total profit of 5,981 for the day. Looks like he was running some trailing stops and they added up pretty nicely. So great work right there too, Sean. See Maddie over here as well. Hey Maddie, did you understand my explanation of the entry? Sorry, I just saw your message right here. You asked for any chart markups. But I will take a look at that. Okay, gotcha, Maddie. Cool. Momentum trend candle breakouts. So for these right here, you're basically taking them whenever you see a wick on the bottom. Candle breaks. Oh, gotcha. I sorry, my bad, Maddie. I totally forgot what you showed me on the mentoring session. I know we looked at it, but I totally forgot. You know, if you can put the requirements there, I'll take a look at it again. Or you know, you can make it like something basic too. You just tell me like what you're looking for, and I can take a look. But yeah, I kind of forgot what we talked about. So we got news price right here. This is 7:30 news. Take this off real quick. So this is, I mean, price is so far from the sessions right now. There's like no other sessions around here. I think all the sessions are super far off. Yeah, the lows are like way on the bottom. So I mean, we're pretty much out in the open. The only problem here is that we're right at news price. So I'll have to see where it goes from here. There's no V1 here. Price is actually starting to range. So if price continues to range around here, around this area, the next thing that you guys can anticipate is a possible breakout. All right, breakout's probably going to be the next thing to look out for. Let's see. David over here sent me his profits. He said, morning, Sean, don't feel very confident with this weird NFP New York session. Better keep small profits. I think he's done for the day. Nice work, David. So David over here, yeah, he locked in 85 for the day. He's not feeling comfortable with the market conditions, which I don't blame him because I don't feel comfortable with it either. But I mean, yeah, it's still pretty good profit. Good idea. Profits. Pretty solid. Dijon's asking, would that have been a high low? Yeah, it would have been a high low quick scale, but it's right at news. So there's a wick right there. So you could have taken it for a buy right there, a quick little buy. And then even this one right here, this is another high low quick scalp as well. But it's right at news right now. So I probably wouldn't take it. Madu's asking what news do you have marked up? The news right here is at 7:30 or 7 o'clock actually. Or wait, I don't know where that came from. Never mind, take that back. There's actually no news right here. Sorry, guys. The Fed was speaking here at 7. That's probably why price started. Okay, so that makes sense. I had the wrong news marked up. I had it marked up at 7:30, but there was actually news right here at 7 where the Fed started speaking. And that's probably what caused price to push up from this point here. So the Fed started speaking right here at 7 o'clock. Yeah, there's actually no news right here. So that actually would have been a good that would have been a good one to take from that point. Oh, nice, Maddie. So Maddie said he's gonna start doing FBA. Yeah, is it the same guy you were talking about before, Maddie? Like your friend that did it last time? Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, if you do it on your own, then it's cool. But if you do automation, I wouldn't recommend doing it. So yeah, no, definitely get plugged in on that. I mean, no. I've been trying to, like, for the past, I think for me it's just a little too late. Like, I don't know if anyone else here does like Amazon FBA, but I feel like Amazon FBA is like way too oversaturated now. I tried to get in like 5 years ago. It was like, so I had the choice between full-time trading or full-time Amazon FBA. And of course, you guys can see I chose trading. I think like 5 years ago would have been a good time to get started, but I think now it's just way too oversaturated. And then the restrictions on Amazon are just too high. But I mean, if you can make it work, if you have a good mentor, then yeah, obviously it'd be good. I just wouldn't buy a course off like any of those like random gurus online because typically a lot of their stuff is outdated. But if you know someone who's actually doing it currently, then yeah, no, definitely hop onto that. Yeah, exactly. Dijon said Amazon FBA is all the advertisements on Instagram. It's all he ever sees. Yeah, I mean, there's good people out there that like can mentor you, but I wouldn't do any of those ones that are advertised because they're just most of the time you're probably gonna get your account banned and you're gonna get screwed. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said just got to find the right people. Yeah, true. I mean, same with trading, right? A lot of you guys are here with me. I'm sure there's a lot of other traders out there or a lot of other people who teach that don't really teach. Or I mean, that don't even trade live either. I feel like when I started trading live, a lot of people started like quote unquote saying they're trading live, but they're just going over old trades from like the past week or so. Dejan said, can't risk being banned on Amazon. That's where I get all my dorm decorations. I actually got banned on Amazon on my personal account. So I had to open a business account with Amazon. They banned me because they said I was returning the wrong things, but I was getting screwed because I would buy stuff on Amazon and I would get the wrong things and then I would return them and then I get blamed for it. So I returned a couple of things and then they just ended up banning me. I couldn't even I couldn't argue it. And I know people do that shit. It's annoying. I know people that do that. They'll buy something and then they'll return it with like a totally different product. And then Amazon never checks it. So when someone else buys it, they get the wrong product and they resend it back. And then they're the ones that end up getting screwed. Yeah, like I bought this really big this speaker, right? I opened it. This speaker was broken and it was a totally different speaker. I returned it to Amazon and they're like, you can't do that. What do you mean I can't do that? You guys sent me the speaker and they thought I was trying to scam, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, there's nothing for us to take here, guys. We still have a bullish momentum. So, I mean, it's getting close to 8, but what I'm looking for here is I'm still looking for a V1. There's no V1s here. So we do have a low right here, but there is no V1. There's no double body, no double wick. Same with this one down here, same thing. The pattern that I wanted to play out did play out, but it's not the entry that we were looking for. So price did push up, retrace, continue, retrace, continue. But the problem with this here is that all of these retraces right here, there was no double body, no double wick, so there's no V1 continuation. And same with this one over here, no double body, no double wick. So no entry for these here either. Medusa, there's a high-low quick scalp that hit, or high-low normal, high-low scalp. So, I mean, there's a lot of older strategies here that you guys can still apply. Like the one that Medusa referring to is the high-low scalp, right? This is not the quick scalp. This is the normal high-low scalp. There's actually a couple here that came up. So I just wasn't looking for it, but if you guys were looking for it, there was a high right here, price broke and closed above it at this point. This is like one of the strategies that Medusa I know people in the group who like follow specific strategies, and Medusa is like really good at identifying this, the actual high-low scalp and the triple confluences, right? So there's two of them that came up right here, one right here. And this one would have hit full TP. So definitely great move right there. And then same another one over here when price broke above it, another full TP there. So, I mean, we have a lot of strategies that you guys can apply, but it's just hard to identify if you're not looking for it. That's why I kind of just focus on a couple strategies. But unfortunately, when I focus on those, I miss these other ones. But yeah, no, definitely good job on identifying that, Madhu. Let's see, Deswell said, I honestly found K2 by accident because I wanted to learn how to trade US30 that he's watched for months on YouTube before joining. When I did join, wow, my life has changed. Now I work because I want to, not because I have to, but he still has his job. No, and I'm glad to hear that, Deswell. That's super key, right? You know, Deswell came across this group by random, and Deswell is now helping the group with sharing, you know, the tools that he uses for his trades. So, you know, it comes full circle. Deswell came, he joined K2, he got value from K2, then he's sharing his tools with you guys here now so that you guys can use them as well. So that's pretty much what it's all about. Come full circle here. See if there's anything else here for us to look at. I mean, there's still nothing for us to take here, guys. If you guys see anything, or if you guys want me to look at anything, just let me know. I'm looking for like three main strategies, like the three main strategies, or four main strategies actually, that we're looking at are the V1 continuation. We don't have any of those here. High-low quick scalp. We've had a couple here that came up, but not any that I would necessarily be looking to take. There's a possible high-low quick scalp that could be coming right here, actually. Got to see how the next candle here closes. So if this here closes with the low, the next candle has a wick on bottom. Yeah, possible high-low quick scalp right there. Let me see if I could catch it. I'm not in it yet. I'm still looking at it. The problem with here is that we have that pending momentum signal, which is kind of iffy. So this is why I'm kind of worried that it's going to drop a little more before it continues pushing. I'm probably going to sit out of this one. It's projecting off the pivot right there. Or if I do, I'll probably get try to get a lower entry down at this point. See where I'm at. See, this right here has the sell momentum, so I'm not going to enter this. I know we try to avoid the sell momentum. Also, it looks like price was kind of getting weak at this point. The way that I identify when price starts to weaken out a bit is when you start to see these dojis around here, right? If you see some dojis coming around, this is indicating that price is starting to weaken. So price is pushing up. It was letting off steam right here, slowing down a bit. And then it pushed up a little bit and slowed down a bit, and possibility of reversal. The main thing I was looking for here is the V1s. So this is the main stuff that I'm looking for today. We're not looking at any SR rejections because the zones are all messed up from NFP. And then for these high-low quick scalps, with the way that the market's moving here, I just find it to be a bit too risky. So I'm not really looking for these high-low quick scalps. I'm mainly looking for the V1 continuations and the variations. We just don't have any of those right now. So let's see. We have a sell signal here, so we can't really get a V1 next. We need to have a buy signal, unless we get a V1, a regular V1. I don't know if you hopped into that one right there, Maddie, the high-low quick scalp. I didn't hop into it. The pending sell signal kind of threw me off. Plus the dojis over here showed a weakening market. Gotcha. Yeah. So Maddie actually caught it. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to really get better, guys. If you guys really want to get better at one strategy, I'd focus on just focusing. I'd recommend you just focus on that one strategy. Like what Maddie here is doing is he's focusing on the high-low quick scalps, but he's taking them with a smaller lot size so that he can just, let the trade run and not worry about it. Nice. Looks like Rashida caught it as well. Natasha caught it too. Great. So I don't know if you guys made profit on it. I mean, if you guys caught it earlier on the bottom, you guys probably did. Well, we'll see. Gosh, okay, yeah. Natasha caught it. She made a small profit. Yeah, not bad. So I'll show you guys another thing. I like this whole week, I've just been doing a lot of testing. So I've been like I mentioned, I've been coming with a lot of ideas, and I started to notice a lot of things, when to identify when a momentum is actually going to push. So here's like one thing. All right. So see how we have a buy signal right here? What I typically look for is I look for the low, and I look for these doji candles. And you see a couple of doji candles like this, like a lot of weak and weird looking candles. This typically means that price is going to push up. It's like this momentum is actually going to push with momentum, right? So I've been trying to figure out what the sweet spot is for TP stop loss. I'm assuming it'd be like around 300 pips during the 1 minute. So if you do like a 30-30 right there, you let the trade run full TP, right? I mean, you could probably even let it run further if you want to put it to the swing. It's just a really big move, so I probably wouldn't do it like that. But I've been looking for strategies to base, or not really strategies, but confirmations to understand when the momentum is actually going to push. So looking at this one right here, same thing, right? So at this point right here, we have a high, and then from this high, we have like two dojis right here, right? So you have two dojis right there. And then the same thing if you want it for a 30-30. The thing with these types of strategies is as long as you do like a 1-to-1 or even a 1-to-2, and you have more wins and losses, you're going to make profit either way. So right here, you have a couple dojis, the highs right there. And this right here does hit stop loss. So that's why I need to figure out like what the sweet spot is for TP stop loss. Actually, this was on opening candle or when the market opened, so we probably would not have taken it. But and the candle is a little too big. So what I do here is I'd measure the candle. It's over 500 pips. It's typically too big. It's due for retracement, so I wouldn't take it. But if you have something smaller, that's where I would take it. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep testing that stuff, and I'm just keep looking at other stuff. And if I have any other ideas, I'll let you guys know. But I think that's like one of the key things that I've been trying to figure out. Like when to identify when the momentum candles actually push pretty fully. Like for this is a pretty long stride. What I do is I pretty much study the candle. If I see the candle here, I look for any clues down here to show me what indicated that this was going to happen, this big move. The thing with US30 though is that this is such a tricky pair. Like it's hard to test because you can't test this during like Asia session where it's too slow, or London session where it's kind of iffy. You have to do it during New York. And the 1 minute chart only goes back so far. So anyways, guys, price is swinging back down. I mean, there's still no entries for us to take here. I was hoping to catch something today, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get much today either. So this whole week has kind of been not a great week. See, Maria posted some profits. She said working on her consistency. And you're doing pretty good, Maria. So, congrats to your consistency right here. As you guys can see, she started a new account on the 31st up until November 4th today. She had all wins. Yeah, you didn't take too many lot sizes. I mean, you took pretty decent lot sizes. So pretty solid. Yeah, not bad at all, Maria. So as long as you can keep that consistent, you should be no problem with passing your challenge. I feel like consistency is like everyone's problem, right? You'll have like a good week or a good month, and then the next month it just goes to shit. So just keep doing what you're doing, Maria, and you should be fine. Don't change any of the types of strategies you're using. Don't change the types of lot sizes. Don't change anything. Just keep doing what you've been doing, and consistently, you'll end up passing. That's really what it is. It's about consistency, guys. I see a lot of people where so for example, like today, right? Maddie's focusing on the high-low quick scalp. If Maddie's killing it with the high-low quick scalp, he should just focus on that. But what I see with a lot of people, not Maddie specifically, but I'll see some people, they'll take the high-low quick scalp and the strategy stops working, right? It stops working for a couple of days. So what happens is they switch to another strategy, and then they just go through the same cycle. They end up losing more and more and more. But if he would have just stuck to the high-low quick scalp, he would have just made a couple losses during like a couple of weeks, but then he'd bounce right back the next following week. So just keep that in mind. If you find one good strategy, just focus on that. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Like I'm focused on the V1 continuation. There's no V1 continuations coming up right now. Well, when they do come up, they do hit. So just a matter of consistency with this. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I thought I was going to show you guys something, but I forgot. Oh yeah, I was going to look at our trades for this week. I think we only had like one trade for this week, and it was a loss, right? Like on Monday. I think there's a couple breakouts here that hit, but for the most part, yeah, stop loss hit right here on the 31st. I think this was Monday. So it was just one loss this week. I don't know if we had one win to offset it. No, this is NZD CAD. And we had wins on Forex, but these trades aren't going to count. So I'm not counting any of these Forex trades yet until I let you guys know that these are like official trades. Then we'll, obviously we'll start documenting them. But as of now, none of these Forex trades are going to count. I mean, they've been hitting like, 3 out of the 4. Let's see, how many trades did I call? Yeah, 3 out of the 5 trades hit this week. So Forex trades were good. It's just US30 this week's been trash. I was hoping we had at least one entry here, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to catch one. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it's getting close to 8 o'clock, and it is Friday NFP. So it's not really a day where we should really be taking any crazy risk. Looks like the volatility here has died down a bit too. So you can see right now, market's not really moving that much. Yeah, for the past 5 or so minutes, price has only moved about 300 pips or so. I would just measure the bodies here. If you measure the bodies here, it's only moved like 120 pips, which is nothing. It's like not even enough to hit our TPs if we wanted to. Look, now that price is moving kind of like this. If we get a buy signal, I'm expecting it to kind of push up a bit. So you got a bunch of weird candles right here. I think if we get a buy signal, price is going to push up a bit. This is kind of what I was trying to show you guys earlier. So like we had a buy signal right here, a couple weird candles after this low, and then it just shot up pretty heavy. It's kind of like identifying a breakout. Yeah, all these were like pre-market, so you can't really use these over here. All right, with price coming back below here, if we were to get a V1 continuation, that'd be one that I would take. Price starting to swing below. So it swings below, establishes a high. So low, high, continuation. And that's where I make my entry. If we were to get one. Yeah, I don't see anything right here, no. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:59 right now. It's about a minute till 8. I mean, obviously, I still want to look for something, but if we don't see anything here, I'm probably not going to trade after 8. 8's usually where US30 gets kind of funky. I was hoping we get a buy signal here. If we got a buy signal at some point, that'd have been nice. I was expecting price to push up from here, from this consolidation to bounce back up, but doesn't look like we're going to be getting that. Also, I was looking for a high to establish here, so that price can continue dropping, but I don't see that either. So yeah, I don't really see much. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. Otherwise, we'll probably be wrapping this up soon. Let me check the sentiment real quick to see if there's anything here for us to look at. Still bearish, 66%. So I still do think price is going to push up at some point. So we got a buy signal coming up right here. I think if this closes right here, I'm probably expecting it to push up to the London high right there. I don't know if maybe you can get like a V1 continuation on the way up, but it's already getting close to 8, so probably not. This is the type of pattern I'd be looking for. See how big was this candle? This candle was 450 pips. Not too bad. So, all right, guys, it's 8:01 right now. If you guys have any questions, always feel free to email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com, or you can always message me on Telegram. I'm going to hang around for a bit online, but I'm not going to be trading. I'm probably going to just call it a week. It is NFP today, just a reminder. So it's not really a good day to really be taking some unnecessary risks. And the market's going to close like in the next, 4 hours or so as we approach the weekend. So as of now, unfortunately I couldn't find any entries. I didn't take any entries from I really didn't take anything this whole week. So I'm in profit overall with I think a couple of my other trades, and then also for my Forex trades. But for the most part, it's been a pretty flat week for me personally. And I think for a lot of you guys here too. Some of you guys who just took trades off my analysis, you guys did lock in some pretty good profits. But other than that, yeah, exactly. CT said momentum through pivots. That's another reason why I expected price to go up, because we had the momentum right here break through the pivots. This is another thing that you can look at. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a couple notes of confluences or things that you guys can look at when identifying, whether price is going to go one direction or the other. I think the main catalyst would be the momentum signal, of course. That's going to be number one, because a lot of these movements happen based off the momentum signal, right? It's just understanding and trying to figure out what else you can use to identify when it's actually going to push, right? That's the key ingredient here. Because if you have a momentum signal like this, you just have to figure out what can show you or what can hint to you that price is going to keep going that direction. So we have a buy signal right here. This breaks through the pivots and it just skyrockets up, right? Again, right here, price breaks below, comes back above right here, breaks through the pivots, and odds of it pushing up higher, very likely, right? So there's just a lot of different things here to look at. There's a lot of things that I kind of have in mind. If these are things that you guys are thinking about as well, you guys are free to bring that up to me, and then we can discuss it, because a lot of things that you're probably seeing on the chart are stuff that I've already confirmed. I just haven't really mentioned it to you guys. And there's different ways to apply it. But I think a lot of my entries, if not all of my entries, are direction and momentum is all based off the momentum indicator, because this is the catalyst. If you guys can see here, it was like what I was just discussing earlier, right? We have the high right here. You have a couple of doji candles, sell signal, and this thing drops about, and it was NFP, so obviously it dropped more than usual, but it did drop about 3,000 pips. So something that you guys can use to help you identify moves and stuff like that. But other than that, I think that's about it, guys. Unless you guys have any questions, we're going to wrap this up for the week. I just don't want to FOMO into any trades here, because I already know I'm going to if I stay on the chart for too long after 8 o'clock. But yeah, other than that, I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have anything to discuss or any questions, any concerns, anything you want me to cover for the man training session next week, just go ahead and send me a message. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up for the week. So other than that, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll be back here on Monday. I'm expecting markets to be a lot better on Monday. I know it's been kind of iffy this whole week. It was NFP, but typically when NFP is not great, the following week is usually a lot better. So other than that, guys, I think that's about it. And we'll catch you guys back here next week. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys here on Monday for market open. And we'll also be having the mentoring session that day as well. So